first, kind of official game last Thursday. Just how did you feel in the system? How did you feel the team settled into it as the game went on?
Yeah, personally, I felt really good. It took me a little bit to get the ball, but I mean, once I got it and I got some touches, the game just came naturally. I feel like everybody did pretty well in shot selection, and we were able to share the ball and do what we were supposed to do defensively as well, which led to our offense. And just, I think we had a lot of fun together. Everybody's really excited to play in front of our fans, and we had a pretty good crowd. So I'm just proud of how we performed, and we have a lot to learn from, and that's what we're going to do.
Is playing in the system any different than you thought it would be when you first were learning it?
No, it's not. I expected this. I expected it was how fast we were going to play, how fast we were going to be in and out of the game. And so I think we're doing a really good job. We've adjusted to it in practice, and now we finally get to do it in real games.
First real game this week. I mean, does it feel like it's Christmas morning this entire week? Like, what's the feeling in the locker room to know that you guys finally get to get out there for real this time?
Yeah, it's really exciting. For me, it's a little bittersweet. I am a senior. This is my fourth and final year, and so it is a little sad to have my first home game. I don't know how to say it, but yeah. So it is kind of but I'm really excited for this season and this team, and I feel like we're just gonna take it head on and do really well.
What's been the biggest room for improvement that Kim saw from that scrimmage?
I mean, she analyzes the stat sheet to a T. We all get a stat sheet and we evaluate that in film. And so I would definitely say rebounding was a big thing, especially early on at the very start of the game. But then we got a hold of that. I mean, we doubled all of our game goals. Turnovers, we want to force 25. We got 49, I believe. And steals, we just did everything we needed to do, and she still saw areas of improvement because she knows how good we can be, even though how well we performed. We went over shot selection, just making sure we make, that one extra pass to get a great shot instead of a good shot. And yeah, just, making sure we match up in transition a little bit quicker and just doing the small things so that way it doesn't hurt us at the end of a bigger game.
I think what caught a lot of people's attention is how you all substitute. So how are you adjusting to that, and how did you see you all adjust during the game?
Yeah, the substitution it's very fast. So it's like you give your 110% all, for that minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes possibly. So we just, go out there and give our best effort, and then just say I don't get a touch in my 2.5 minutes, that's okay, I'm going to get back in. We know we're going to go back in, and we know we're going to have more opportunities, so we can't let anything frustrate us. And I think everybody did a good job of that in the game, and we just let the game come to us, and just, like I said, we shared the ball, and we just played hard and just had fun.
Samara really stood out. You just being a point guard and just her passing. She found you for some really nice ones in transition. Just how key is she to making all of this work, and what have you liked about playing with her as a point guard so far?
Yeah, Sam is very fast, if y'all have not noticed. She can push the ball in transition, and what I love about playing with her is that she's going to find the open person no matter what. It doesn't matter if she needs to cross the court to get it to you for a transition three, if she needs to take one dribble and throw it up like she did to me a couple times for a transition layup, just whatever it is, she's going to find the best opportunity to put us in the best position to succeed. And I feel like that's what's really special about her, is because she knows the game of basketball, and she knows how to play point guard in this position, in this play style. And so I think she just does a really good job of leading transition and also leading us in the half court and getting us into what we need to get into.
How did you feel defensively in the press? It felt like you guys started to settle into it, but just what did you think of your guys' first time out really running the press like that?
Yeah, I think we did a good job. The press was, we got a lot of turnovers. We forced a lot. Our goal was to get as many as possible as we could in mounding the ball. And so I think we did a good job of that. We were aggressive when we needed to be. And we got to work on our fouls a little bit, especially me, just whenever we are on the hip and just running in front of them and cutting them off. And so I think we did a good job other than that. But that's the exciting part of the game. That's what leads to our offense, and it's how we get easy buckets. And so I feel like we we really love to do that at the front of the press, but I think we did a good job and it was exciting.
After the game, Kim said that she wants you all to be maybe more aware of each other on the court. But playing at the tempo that you do, what's the challenge of being aware of each other once you're on offense?
Yeah, I mean, we've been learning how to play with each other in practice, of course, and so when people are going to do, like, set certain screens, like a flare screen or a down screen, stagger screens, like whatever it is, whenever we're just in our regular offense and we're not necessarily, like, calling sets, like I feel like that's what she's talking about, being more aware of, knowing, oh, like, Tess is a shooter, I'm going to go set her a flare screen at that point. Oh, Ruby can attack straight line drives. Like, I'm either going to go set a ball screen or do a brush screen, like anything to get her going downhill. So it's just like knowing personnel and knowing your own teammates and just recognizing that sooner, so then that way it just comes together better and I don't have to make a cut and then stop because Ruby's already driving, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I feel like, we're getting better at that, and that's just going to come along as we play games too.
You kind of just touched on it, but with the substitution, you guys kind of mostly play in the same unit. Like, it's mostly the same 3 or 4 players. How does that help you, when you're playing kind of with the same players on and off, on the court?
Yeah, I think definitely, like, in the moment of the game, we know how that player is playing, and we know what they, like, need at that specific time, whether that be, like, how they need the ball, when they need the ball, or just, emotionally, mentally, like what they might need on the bench to hear. And so I feel like that's really good for us in the moment of the game, just because we know exactly what each other needs. But I think it's just, we get excited that the other team is running off the floor, we're giving high fives, we know what they did, so then we want to, like, do better, and then they want to do better, and then we want to do better. So it's just, like, really cool to be able to see, like, us competing within the team as well, but it's just, racking up points, racking up steals, like, and we haven't necessarily talked about that, but that's kind of how it feels in the moment.
Jill looked like she had so much finesse in the exhibition as well. How cool has it been seeing her, like, find that comfort again in the post and just develop that skill set?
Yeah, I mean, she's been able to, go out of her comfort zone in practices in the preseason, and now she's finally getting to show it in games that she has a larger skill set than what may have been seen before. And so we know that was in her, and so to just be able to see her smile and to do that in front of a crowd is really good to see.